Hey there, guys. Well, there are a lot of questions about that 911 call that led police to the home where rapper Young Scooter was celebrating his 39th birthday Friday night. It's not clear if police ever found the woman the caller claims was being attacked, but now they're looking to track down that caller.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG TikTok about the video, and we're just gonna hop right into it. So today we'll be doing another Young Scooter video. I know I just uploaded one yesterday, but every time we talk about this nigga, the story just keeps getting more twisted and more twisted and more twisted. So let me get y'all how it originally was painted and then how we look like what seems to be the actual story now that we didn't got more details and got further away from his death. Damn, I did it again. But first I want to say RP on Scooter. Obviously, tragic way to go out. But so like I said, when it first came out that Young Scooter had passed away, it was originally reported that he was actually shot and killed by the Atlanta Police Department. The Atlanta Police Department came out quick and denied it and said that he died of an injury he suffered while he was running away from the police.
Side Commander, we're here to discuss two events this evening. The first being from the 200 block of William Nye Drive in Zone 3. Officers responded to a dispute with a weapon. It was advised in the call remarks that shots were fired and a female was dragged back into the location. Once officers arrived, they knocked on the door. A male opened the door and immediately shut the door on the officers. The officers then established a perimeter. During the process of establishing the perimeter, two males fled out of the rear of the house. One male returned back into the house. The other male jumped two fences as he was fleeing. When officers located him on the other side of the fence, he appeared to have suffered an injury to his leg. Officers rendered aid and he was transported to Grady Hospital where he was pronounced deceased. That male is going to be a 39-year-old male out of Atlanta. Just to be very clear, the injury that was sustained was not via the officers on scene. It was when the male was fleeing.
So then after that, we the 919 call had came out. So and obviously with the 911 call, they was looking for a reward. They didn't know who called because it was from a 911 only phone, which I didn't even know that was a thing for real. And they wanted to give a reward for whoever this supposed person was on the other side of the line. Really, I thought. Well, not really, I thought, but really what it's looking like, they didn't really want for a reward. They wanted to investigate further who the person was on the other side of the line, as we've come to find out now.
Okay. Okay. Tell me exactly what happened. Okay. So, I'm the neighborhood watch, and basically, like I said, these guys they're like selling out of the house. All you see is guys coming in and out of the house with stuff they hold in the air, and then it's like, I'm not sure if they're, but it's the situation that's going on right now. This girl doesn't have on any clothes. They outside.
So what we end up finding out when we found out about the 911 call and all that is that at the time is that there was a woman supposedly being in the house that was abused. It was supposedly some type of trap house with drugs, guns going in and out all day. And the police eventually came to the residence, actually made a 911 call. Somebody answered the door. He shuts it back. Two men run out the back of the door. Two men, one of them is Scooter. And then one of them actually leaves and comes back, and the other kid's running with your Scooter. And then obviously we know that's when he died from the injury. So the new details that we have gotten today. Well, first let me address this part. So Thug put out there, which put everybody in the uproar, saying autopsy came back, Street got shot, which turned out to be false. I don't know where Thug got that information from. I mean, we're not never gonna know. Shit, we don't even know if he's going to address for real. So, but that came out to be false, as we did get the autopsy today, and it said that he died from like a puncture wound to his leg, which was the story that everybody was painting, and also what I said in the last video. So that happened to not be true. The next thing is that we finally got more clarity about the 911 call and where all this was coming from. And we actually got some juicy details that we might not ever get like legally, but we got it through Clubhouse. So yeah, we finna get into it. So the person who was on the other end of the 911 call has been identified as Demi Blanco. Now, hold on, let me look at what this bitch do first. Oh, she on Baddies. Okay. So if you don't know who Demi Blanco is, Demi Blanco is been on Baddies. Now I'm not very familiar with Baddies, so I can't tell you which one the original. You know, they got about 40 different locations now, so I don't know all that. But she has been on Baddies, so that's her claim to fame. So originally it was on the live. Now on the live, at least what I seen, I didn't see the Instagram name, so I didn't know if she was at this point trying to remain anonymous or she had came out yet. But basically on this live, she was trying to clear up her name, basically, because a lot of people, once they found out about the 911 call, they were basically saying that she swatted him and that she was the reason he ended up getting killed. So a lot of people were blaming her for his death. But I mean, not but, and also what she was trying to do on this live, she was basically saying that, or changing the whole, perspective of the 911 call. So,
as he's already done this before. And me being a female, I was afraid. I never had any intentions that that man was there. I never knew that that man was there. I had no idea of that man's whereabouts. I'm speaking today to clear my name that I had no intentions to set anybody up. I never set anybody up. I was threatened by an individual that's connected to the source. And this individual has done things physically to me in the past. When he threatened me, I didn't know what to do, but what I did. I'm not looking for clout. I don't care about what anybody else think about me. I just want the truth to be out that I did not set that man up. I had no idea that he was there. I was the victim. I was the victim. I am the victim. And that's why I called. That's why I called. So I just came on here to just give y'all a little brief, just to say I want to. I don't care. I don't care what nobody think. I really don't care. I really just want him to rest in peace, because I never set him up. I didn't set him up. I didn't know he was going to be there. It was never about him. I was the victim. I was the victim. I was physically abused multiple times by this individual on several occasions. So at the end of the day, I did what I thought was the best thing for me to do to protect myself. I don't want to talk to y'all. I don't care. I don't care to get clout. Like I said, the point of this live was to say my truth, that I never set him up. Yes, I was abused that day. I was abused that day. I was the person that was abused that day. And this is what I'm trying to say. This person has physically abused me multiple times. Multiple times this person has physically abused me. I was there.
obviously with the original 911 call, it sounded like, somebody who was living in the area, like maybe down the street, some basically saying they were neighborhood watch and was basically seeing it from an outside perspective. This person on the live, well, not person, but Demi on the live basically was saying that she was the woman getting abused on the call and that she was calling from inside the house. So, yeah, so basically, and the reason why everything is so fishy, before I get into the juicy details, I end up finding out. Because if you do listen to the 911 call, now I did only put like a minute and a half in the video. It was like it was like at least like 7-8 minutes, maybe even 10, but it wasn't necessary for me to put the whole clip in there. But you could just hear a lot of the details. It's like she keep adding on shit. It just keeps sounding fake. It just keeps sounding more extreme and extreme. Like, it keeps sounding like she damn near describing Pablo Escobar on them or some shit. Like, it just keeps getting more extreme, especially for somebody who's, who's turning 39 and then, also, has a little bit of money from doing other things. So, it just sounds very extreme once you really put the whole, perspective in. Once you bring the whole perspective of it in. But so we end up saying what happened according to this clubhouse, and supposedly she had accidentally talked about this, but dumbass. But supposedly what ended up happening that she was supposedly messing around with young Scooter, and she planned on having a threesome with her. Well, I guess her and young Scooter had previous history for this, but she invited another woman in to have a threesome. Then it said it said she pretended to be asleep. I guess she was pretending to be asleep, just trying to test him out or some shit. Oh, no. She did bring the woman in, but she was trying to pimp the woman at the same time though. Even though she was bringing in for a threesome, she also was trying to, basically pimp her out and get some money out of this. So she basically tried to pretend like she was asleep, I guess, to see if she was still going to get some money and he was still going to sleep with her. So she ended up walking on the woman that she brought in a scooter, having sex by themselves, not just threesome. So this angers her, and supposedly this is what makes her, decide to do this call. And the call is what ends up the police coming to the house.
I can hear me. So she was in Kiddo's room prior before, and she was talking about how it was supposed to be a threesome with him and some other girl, and basically she was pimping the girl out to be there, right? And then she had said that she played sleep, like she said that she didn't really go to sleep, she just played sleep, and the girl backdoored her and ended up having sex with the girl anyway. And she got up, she woke up from a fake sleep and walked in on them fucking each other. So she got upset and she walked out of the house, and she left the door open on her way out. And then she called neighborhood. She didn't call neighborhood watch. She called 911 pretending to be neighborhood watch, saying that the girl that was in there from the threesome, who she woke up to having sex with the guy that she put her onto, which just so happened to be Scooter. She called 911 and said that he had drugs over there, a kid over there. She seen somebody getting beat up. Not to mention, she said that she was seeing it. She said that she physically seen it with her own eyes, but then turned around and said that she was across the street. Then she turned around and said that she was in a whole nother county. So it's like, as you're listening to the recording, you're gonna.
And then young Scooter obviously flees. He's hopping the fence. I guess he punctures something in his thigh. He bleeds out and dies. So obviously, I'm gonna try to put the clubhouse thing in here, obviously with the people talking about it. But yeah, that's really the whole gist of it. Like, honestly, it's been a crazy ride. To me, I don't know how many more updates we're gonna get out of this, because it's been a lot of updates. But yeah, it's been a crazy ride, and that's what ended up happening. So come to today, where it gets, obviously, you're wondering why all this is just hearsay. Demi Blanco was charged with transmitting a false public alarm, a law specifically targeting those who make false 911 calls that result in bodily harm or death. So that's pretty much, that law right there is pretty much self-explanatory. Like, I don't need to I don't need to explain furthermore for that law. But the penalty of this law, so it says, shall be by imprisonment for not less than 5 years and no more than 10 years, a fine of not more than 100,000 or more. So it's saying basically they get 5 to 10 years and some type of hefty fine. So Shawty made a phone call mad because she said she was gonna participate in threesome. So why not just join them having sex anyways? Because I thought that's what you would do in the first place, But women in their emotions though. So we should have known, women in their emotion. They get mad when you show one more attention than the other in the threesome in this setting. And she angry. She made a phone call, and the phone call that she made line ended up costing young Scooter his life. So very, very, very sad and tragic story, but she deserves to get punished. Now, it's not exactly justice because I get 5 to 10 years just for 5 to 10 years for making a phone call that got somebody killed is it's not exactly justified equal, but I guess you is getting justice at the end of the day. It's real fucked up out here, but that's really all I gotta say. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG TikTok about the video, and we out.